So the prohibition of eating chametz even applies to the product of 5 types of grain only. בסדר? חיטה, wheat, שעורה, barley, שיבולת שועל, oats, קוסמת, spelt, and chiffon, right. These are the 5 species. Yes. בסדר? chiffon. Now, if any of these grains ferments after remaining in contact with water, then according to the Torah, they may not be eaten on Pesach as they are considered chametz. The flour of any of the above 5 species of types of grain, which comes into contact with water and remains so for 18 minutes without manipulation, is considered to have risen and those designed chametz. However, if the dough is continually kneaded for any length of time, the process of fermentation is impeded for the duration of the kneading. So, actually, flour is not chametz. Flour by itself is not. Flour with water, it's chametz. That's why we're allowed to eat matzah, which is made from flour and water. Many people think that because fermenting sometimes means that things are growing, like in water, like they start to come out, then all the other things that they're like this, they shouldn't be eaten on Pesach. Beans, all these legumes that are like beans, hummus, everything. But actually, these stuff are not chametz. Not only that, the flour that they do the matzah, if it's matzah shmura, it means that they sort of like kept the grains of the grains from the field, that they didn't touch any water, that no rain fell on them. We do, and we're going to talk about this in detail, about all the stuff that we are buying from now on, from today up until Pesach. Everything that we buy has to be kosher for Pesach, even if I buy a tuna can or whatever. Now, people that are outside of Israel, it's a bit harder to do that because you don't like, of course, you also have to buy kosher things. So in general, everything that it's kosher outside of Israel also has to be kosher for Pesach in these times. Now, what's the big deal? Why do I have to buy like oil that it's kosher? Of course, oil can be made from one of the species, and that's why Ashkenazi don't even, other than almond oil, I think they use on Pesach, or different kind of oils. They don't use anything that has to do with chametz. Why is so important that to have not only oil? Okay, oil, I'll give an example, but it can be, I don't know, a tuna can, I don't know, all this stuff that they have nothing to do with kitniot, or chametz, they don't really have. But people are working in this factory where they do these things, and you don't know if people are washing their hands, if someone is eating there. So what we know is that a few months before Pesach already, they kosher everything for Pesach, and they don't let people go in with food. Everything is very, very, very much checked, and that the no chametz comes there at all. It doesn't matter. Sometimes they make in the same factory also tuna, and also, I don't know, something that has to do with chametz, and they use the same machine. So in this the kosher for Pesach stamp means that they took care that there are no connection between the two, that they never met, okay, the chametz and the that's why it's very, very important to have things that are kosher for Pesach, even though they are not really flour, bread, or all this stuff that we do. Now, things in general that so what is like really important is to try to finish all the food that's one of the things that it should be ideal, yes, to finish all the food that is not kosher for Pesach until Pesach, yes. But if we don't do that, and we are not able to do that, there is something that it's called selling the chametz. We're going to talk about this a little bit more in detail later on, that we are allowed to sort of like take the chametz that is left in the house, or for people that have very expensive things that they cannot throw away, like whiskey or all this stuff in the house. They want to put it away, they can put it away in a closet somewhere and close it and sell it for Pesach. Now, the selling in general was created mostly for big factories or supermarkets or places where they will lose a lot of money if they're going to throw now all the stuff that they have that are not kosher for Pesach. Okay, so that. But also we took it. Yeah, we took this and we say, okay, we're also going to sell the chametz because what a good idea. We based this on the that the that it works also for us. Anyway, the chief rabbi of Israel and the chief rabbi of everybody is selling the chametz, and they do this with a contract and everything is done. We're going to talk about this in a moment. But in general, if we can finish all the chametz that we have in the house, it's better than just to keep it there. Now, a lot of people have like many children. Sometimes you have, I don't know, you don't have money and you know that why I should throw everything away when I can put it on. Now, I think in my opinion, yes, that I also don't have a lot of money, but there are special things like, I don't know, like if I open a sugar and it's half and coffee, I'm not going to just, I prefer to get rid of it because I know Hashem is going to send me this. And if it's closed completely or it's full, and of course I didn't use it so much, so I put it there somewhere. But if it's like almost gone, I don't even like spices and all this stuff, spices in general, because spices live, yes, they also live in the freezer. Okay, so at least I put them in the freezer because they can, if it's very hot, they can have worms. Okay, so I keep all the spices, paprika and all this, I keep them in the freezer. But in the freezer, I also keep pita. I also keep all the stuff that I'm doing the schnitzel with. I'm keeping all this stuff. Yeah. So sometimes not always you can close the cover, not always the flour, or also flour I keep in the freezer because I'm afraid that is going to get wormy. Yeah. After that. And so there are many things that I'm cooking in the freezer together with the spices. So I don't want to interact with them. So I just change them once a year and all the spices are gone, yeah, from the house. I'm sort of like taking care of that. But also some stuff, if you want to keep stuff, what you need to do is just close it very well, wash it a little bit outside, that you know that there is nothing left like flour or anything on them. Like if you have the bottle, yeah, like this, just clean it before you put it away. Clean a closet specifically that you know that is going to be closed, and you can put all this stuff there. Close it very well. If it's flour or something like that, put it in an extra bag just to be sure, and you can sell it together with all the chametz that you are going to sell later. So now to go back to the so to eat chametz on Pesach is a grievous sin, the penalty for which is karet, extirpation. The minimal quantity of which the law takes cognizance in an olive bulk is 29 grams. It should be noted that the slightest amount is prohibited by the Torah, even though this particular punishment is not incurred for less than the quantity started. Chametz, which is unfit to be eaten by a dog, cosmetics, products from chametz may be used during Pesach. Now, you're going to find many types of people. Of course, we're all different. And many types of level of keeping. You're gonna find people that they throw everything away, everything. They put I don't know, aluminum paper also on the fridge outside and inside and everywhere, and all the house. It's they add things, which is okay. I respect people that they do things as they do, even though I don't really see the reason for that. But it's me, yeah. Many people, I know many people that they keep different customs. Like there are those people who are not going to even touch the matzah with the open hands. They're going to eat it inside the bag for the matzah, not to touch the water, because if it touches the water, maybe the flour that is inside the matzah is going to ferment, which is not really possible if you think about it. But okay, the setup people are really, they took this to an extra thing, and whoever wants to be stringent can be. Mostly if you clean the house and kosher the kitchen very well, it's enough. Of course, Ashkenazi has a little bit more standard of like they cannot use the same sink again, all the time when I talk about meat and milk, I say Sephardi and Ashkenazi. I don't know why. it's like this for me. Okay, so anyway, they on Pesach you have this extra sinks that you buy them in the shuk. Yeah, they cost 20 shekels. You know exactly, or 50 or whatever. You know exactly how much are the measurements of your sink. You come and you put it here. Now, for many years, I also did this, and we're going to talk in detail about how we kosher things. Don't worry, it's not just briefly, like I'm just giving an example. We're going to talk really in briefly. And I also have a whole book here in the end that is called a kosher kitchen that goes A, B, C with everything that you need to kosher and how. Like Mamash shows you, just open it and you know, okay, this I have to do this I have to do this. It's very, very good. Have it for many years. So I will send it in the material group.